Welcome back to Let's Play Minecraft. My name is Jackson Dynamite. You're in Uber Earth. Are you being a person to do? Are you getting things done today to better your life and the lives of the people around you? I hope you are. That's the whole point, right? One thing every day, make your life a better place. I think today we're going to get into the good, bad, the ugly of 2017, a couple stories, and in addition to that, we're going to build a road. And we started building a road probably in between recordings here, but I think we need to get this road. How far did I take this thing? We need to get this road all the way to a village. And this, to me, needs some work. Look at this.
That house, that bridge is so lame.
It might actually just need some oak logs put in somewhere. Let's work on this right now. Let's see. I'll take a tree over here. So you have to be on the lookout for me from bad guys. But yeah, you are in control of your surroundings, right? Well, better to say that even if you're not in control of your surroundings, you're in control of how you act in those surroundings. You're in control of your mind. No one can take that away from you. So there's this book that I was reading. Have you guys ever looked into the idea of being a stoic? There was this book that I started reading. Let me grab it. I want to read it to you. Actually, it was a really cool. It has like 300. It's a day. Every single day, there's like a little message from people from hundreds of years ago that had these really great just ideas. And I want to read one to you, and then we'll fiddle around with this. But let me do something where I don't get hurt by bad guys. Okay, I'll be right back. We should have our sword ready, right? Be looking around in case bad guys are coming, because I'm holding a book, so this is going to be awkward. But this one's called a mental reverse clause, right? So the idea of like always being ready that something could go wrong. So it's a backup option. If a friend betrays us, our reverse clause is to learn from how this happened and how to forgive this person's mistake. If we're thrown in prison, our reverse clause is that we can refuse to be broken by this chain of events and try to be of the service of our fellow prisoners. When a technical glitch erases our work, or our reverse clause is that we can start fresh and do better this time. Or the progress can be impeded or disrupted, but the mind can always be in charge. It retains the power to redirect the path. Part of this is remembering the usual course of things. Murphy's Law states that if anything can go wrong, it will. So, we can keep this reverse clause handy because we know we're probably going to have to use it. No one can thwart us. No one can thwart us, dear boys and girls. I love that, right? Reverse clause. Always being ready that, okay, this doesn't work out the way I want it to work out. I am ready to take on what I need to take on. I have almost like a backup plan. What's the backup plan for this? I think that's kind of a cool thing to keep in mind. Maybe we'll get in the habit of reading these. I think it's kind of neat. So, what do we want this bridge to be? I don't know what I want this bridge to be. I think that looks a little nicer, but I still think it needs more work. A lot more work, yeah, boys and girls. But we'll hey, piggy, we'll figure that out some other time. I think I might also want this lake, this little pond, like maybe we'll take out this tree and put it like up here and have it trickling down instead of having it right there. But I don't have any buckets with me, so we will tally forth and work on this. Let's see here. Let's do this. Yeah, so 2017. Let's get into it, right? 2017 was a very interesting year for Mr. Señor Dynamite. Let's see. We're going this way. In 2017, so I call it the good, the bad, the ugly. And I want to get into it. And definitely put some comments down if you've gone through things like this. There is our lost village. Not really lost. We see where it is. So the good news from 2017 is Mama Dynamite and I, we had a new Dynamite, all right? He does not have, it's a little boy. He does not have an internet name yet because he's not old enough to speak. when he is, he'll get one. And we will talk about what his internet name is. So that was cool. That puts our total dynamite count to maybe 71 children. I'll recount them tomorrow. Get back to you in like maybe some other podcast. But yeah, super cool. He's the cutest one yet. He's one of these kids that make you want to have more kids. He's just super cute. And it's one of those things. I've always wanted to be a dad, and I'm doing the dad stuff, right? Get this out of here. Let's get some gravel in there. Let's get some cobblestone in there, and let's get some stone. I see the pig in my corner. I'm keeping the bow handy. Let's get some gravel mixed in here. So that was the good news that came from 2017. Also good to note, we, in all these years, I think I've been plugging away trying to make episodes for the last, I don't know, 3 years, maybe? 3 years? Well, for the last 3 years, we have not had internet that was unlimited. I know. 2018, people. So it's that change actually happened in 2018, but that also kind of always stunted how much content I could actually make, because there's only so much you can do in Wi-Fi, and I think we had enough to get an episode up a month, maybe 2 episodes a month. But so the good of 2017 was little boy, right? The bad of 2017. This one was unexpected, sort of. Had a little bit of headway, but it was a challenge to work through. And so if anybody's experienced this, I would love you to put some comments down. Your supporting comments of maybe your experience with it. But my father passed away last year, and it was it is one of the biggest challenges I've had in my life. Don't need to get into the complete nitty-gritty of it, but I had an idea that he was getting sick. I went home and saw him in the hospital, but I thought he had more time than he did. And I don't know if that was just the doctors trying to be nice or what, but he had a bunch of ailments, and he didn't, a lot of these guys, like my father back in the day, they get sick and they don't tell people they're sick. That's just the generation. And he passed away last year, 2017. It is very hard, and so if you've experienced that in your life, if you've lost a parent before, definitely throw some comments down about that experience, because it's very hard to transition through it, because I wasn't ready. I guess, to be honest with you, I was not ready to. I wasn't ready to lose him. I wanted more beer time and hangout time, and I wanted him to have more time with the grandkids and all that stuff, and it just didn't happen. So that is the bad, I guess I would say. But here's to Dad. The ugly of 2017. Look at this path. The ugly came in the form of weird, unexplainable back issues. I literally woke up one morning and I could barely move, and that went on for maybe over 2 months. So it was like the whole last part of the year heading into this year, and it was interesting, to say the least. It was very interesting. We cannot survive with you logs. But that I finally found somebody that could help me with that, and for the most part, it's subsided and gotten better. But that was tricky, very tricky. So that's my quick recap. Maybe more developed in the future, but that's the quick recap of the good, the bad, the ugly of 2017. So welcome to that. So that's probably, if you even pay attention to the gaps. I didn't bring a bed. If you pay attention to the gaps in the episodes, that would be that would explain a little bit of the gaps if you're following along and seeing the dates in between. But let me go grab a bed so we can sleep while we're on the journey, and I will be back in a flip-flop. Look at what we've been doing, traveling the roads. So as we're working on this, it'd be kind of fun. Let me tell you a couple dad stories. Like my dad's one of those dads where he made me, like, the older I got, he made me want to be a dad. Like he just did things that I remember as a kid. Like when you're a kid, you're just like, oh, Dad, that's so lame. But then you're thinking to yourself deep down, dude, when I'm a dad, I'm totally gonna do that with my kids. This is tricky. We'll figure that out when we get there. But one of the things he did growing up, which was super fun, is he'd have these times where we were driving back from something, and he would pretend that the car lost control. Like he'd be like, he'd like say to my mother, he'd be like, I don't know, honey, I can't, the steering wheel's getting stuck in one position. And he'd basically would do that until we got to like an ice cream store. And he would just say, oh man, I'm gonna have to pull in here and just check it out. And then when we got there, he would pretend like he was fiddling with the car a little bit, just to kind of make us think that he was actually trying to fix the car. He's like, well, we gotta let it rest. So let's let it rest right here. And hey, while we're here, let's go in and get some ice cream. So pretty funny. I want this iron. I'm getting greed. I'm getting the mining greed. We have so much food. Yeah, that's the other thing. You guys don't even understand how much food I have. So it's in between. Like I was playing this. I was playing the game while in between all this stuff was happening, and I just ended up acquiring tons of food. Too much food, actually. So, Monyang, if you're listening, let's bring in the idea of famines. You can lose some of your food. Might be kind of a cool thing to do. So is this going to be actually how this road goes? Maybe we have to build like a railing here, or some kind of log. We'll build a log that's coming across here, maybe. But we'll keep going. So that was one thing that was pretty cool. My dad would do that. It's one of those surprise things that was pretty often. That didn't make any sense. It was one of those surprise things that happened once in a while. What was something else he did? He did lots of the cooking growing up. He did tons of cooking. I think either my mom just didn't like to cook, or she knew that she wasn't amazing at. Ma, you watching this? Put a comment down. Did you not like to cook? I don't know. But yeah, he did a lot of the cooking. I think he just enjoyed the cooking, and spending time with us on the weekends and stuff. Like he just cooked all the time. He's always in the kitchen cooking. Even some of the pictures I have from everything, he's just cooking up a storm. Let's see. Maybe this bridge. Maybe it doesn't make much sense, but maybe this is a stone bridge. Like this, maybe? We'll try this. Nope. Let's get rid of that. Something like that, maybe. And then we can go back into something like this. Yeah, so he did that. One of the other things he did too is when I was a young wee lad, I used to have a paper route. I used to deliver papers. And we had this old, station wagons, man. Station wagons were so cool, but he had this station wagon, and we would actually, I could sometimes do the paper route on my rollerblades, and he would have the back of the station wagon down. We'd load up, my brother and I would load up all the newspapers in the back of the station wagon, and he would just cruise around smoking a cigar, listening to AM radio, and we would essentially do our paper route on rollerblades, and we'd hold onto the back of the car like Back to the Future, and he would just cruise around town. Well, the neighborhood anyway, and we'd be on rollerblades, and it was pretty cool when you're a kid. You're like, this is the best thing ever! I can't believe we're doing this! Oh my god, that's so amazing! Let's do this! And then on all the cops say, "Oh, excuse me, sir, can you please pull over? This is highly illegal." But yeah, that was also that was pretty cool that we did that. He helped us pretty often with our paper route, actually. But yeah, the ice cream thing, the paper route. I remember one time he came home. He had gotten this weird, freaky mask from, I guess, work. It was like this. I don't know if it was a hobo mask or what it was. We need some more gravel on this road. But he came home from work once, and he set it up with my mother that we would all go in this closet. Like, we'd walk. He's like, "Oh, what, your dad left his coat in that closet. Can you grab it for him?" And then we'd open the closet, and he had this weird mask on, and he was like, "Blah!" And that was, in hindsight, when you're a kid, it was freaky. But that was pretty funny. Because then the first kid got scared, and then afterwards, we got to watch the other kids, my brother and sister, ask, like, "Oh, go in the closet to get the coat." And it became funny. Because you weren't the one being scared anymore, right? Put that there. Let's see if we can get this there. Put this there. Put that there. And let's take this down, since I brought all this cobblestone with me. Let's take that down, maybe. Like that. And then we'll take out some of this. Maybe we're here. I don't know if I have any cobblestone left, but do I have any? I don't. I got stone. But maybe we can get rid of that tree. But maybe we take this and we put in a little stone wall. You've been stonewalled. Actually, we won't even need to do that. No one's going to look under these blocks. Don't tell anybody. So maybe we do something like that, like a little stone wall. This should probably switch to cobblestone. But we ran out of cobblestone. And something like that. Okay, now these are going to go away. Do I have my clippers still? I don't, because they broke. We ran out of gravel. So, let me go get some gravel and get rid of some of these blocks of grass, and I'll be back in another flip-flop. We got more gravel. Yes, we did. So yeah, one of those things about having a dad, there's so many stories that you can share. He took us a bunch of places. We went on lots of vacations. He did the best job he could with what he knew and the resources he had around him. And a lot of who I became, most of actually who I am, who I became, is from my father, and that's what I would think as a dad is what you want. You want your kids to, for me, I have a bunch of boys, and I'd want them to be like me, but have other role models maybe around them too that help them become a better man as well. But my dad gave me a lot to think about in life, and it's very hard to lose a parent. And I'd love to have feedback if you guys have been down that road before. Maybe how you got through it. How was the first year? How many years has it been? How you been doing since? It'd be neat to know just your story and if you've experienced that as well. So throw a comment down. So as you saw, we did put a little bit of some walls around this village that we found. I did that in the in-between. Now these walls, need a little beautifying, right? Because they're just kind of like, I got them up there so the villagers wouldn't die a horrible, nasty, vomitous death, but they're there, and
No.
gravel. So we need to, another episode, we're going to have to get in here and make these walls pretty. Just make them look a little nicer than they are. Maybe make them bigger, maybe put a little walkway around them, maybe double them up. Whatever. And then we need to make their town look a little nicer too. That's something we have to do. But we have to figure out how to... I've been trying to trade with them, but I don't know if there's just no ladies in town, but they're just not making babies, man. They're not giving me little people that I can trade with. Let's see here. Probably should have made a better entrance here, but we can do this. We can do it. All right, we got some slabs still. Yes, we do. And then over here, something like that. And just like everything else we do in this game, right? Just put some blocks down. Just don't overthink it. And then you can always go back through and add some variety, change things up. Like I got to go back through this path with some bone meal and some trees in my inventory. And when the, just where the path is turning and twisting, add in some, just add in some textures and different things that will help the path grow, right? Help the path look a little nicer. And the other good thing I like doing is little fence posts. Sometimes adding a couple of fence posts, like they had a purpose at one point, but maybe the fencing all went away, broke down over time. I think fence posts add a little bit of variety. I think I like putting fence posts in, so we're gonna have to do that as well. And yeah, let me fill the rest of this in. I'll be right back. Filled it all in, but I am hearing a skeleton. He's probably up in the woods. See if we can find him. He's definitely up here. I can hear him. He's got to be here somewhere. Maybe we should get the advantage. Let's get the advantage. Advantage! I don't see him. Maybe he's not here. We heard him. We heard him. That's okay. That's okay. Alright, what did I get there? I got a tree sapling. We can definitely use a tree sapling, because we're going to need to put a tree there. Alright, so let's walk this path a little bit here. We'll go to the village, and I use a crafting table and make some fence posts. But this needs to be filled in, and this needs to be filled in. And then let's throw some gravel down here. Something like that. And maybe what would this do? Does this do anything for us? Kind of give the impression that some of the path is kind of busted out. Maybe under here. What do you got here? What do you got? Nothing. I'm hearing them all, but... So yeah, we threw this wall together just to kind of protect the villagers. And there's a... And welcome back. Hey guys, look who's here, Jackson Dynamite. And what do you got here? You got any trading? You got nothing to trade. You got nothing to trade. Bunch of clay. This is almost like a monastery. I think most of these guys are monks. They're the clerics. And I did some finishing in here. Made some closets. Put a bed in. Lots of stuff in here. Look at this stuff. Just a bunch of junk, really. I wanted to make fence posts. So let's see if we can just add some fence posts in here. And I always forget. Nope. That's what I do every time. Let's get these sticks in the middle. Remember the good old days when you could make... There we go. Alright. We got coal. I think I might have there's some coal in there. A little bit of coal. What do? You're a weaponsmith. Nothing for you. I got nothing for you. Nothing for you. Another cleric. But yeah, even this town, I think I'm going to have to add some stuff to this town. But there are clerics everywhere. Even that guy, he's on the roof. Okay. We made some fence posts, so let's walk back the path. That's going to wrap up today's episode. The other thing we got to do soon, maybe next episode. I'm just trying to figure out timing-wise how to do it. But we need to go. We need to go on an adventure to find a spawner. I want to find something. I'd love to find a skeleton spawner, just to have the bone meal, and to have the arrows. But a spawner in general would be nice. Even the rotten flesh from zombie, like a zombie spawner, so we can trade with those villagers would be cool. But now we've got a path, and I'm hearing a bad guy, and they're not here. They're nowhere to be seen. Is it? He's down here. Hey, what's up, Ted? Nothing. And this is where a creeper is probably going to find his way in here. That's what always happens, right? You corner yourself in a hole, and then a bad guy comes. So yeah, we'll throw. So I got some fence posts here. So maybe like you do something like that, and then maybe over here you do something like that. And I hear him again. Maybe over here, you put a fence post. You put some fencing in here. And it can almost give you the impression that at one point there was there was like something was happening, and it's worn down over time. But that wraps us up. If my kids are watching, go to bed. My wife's watching. I love you, honey. Thanks for all the support. And wait a minute. My wife's watching, my kids. Oh, and if you're watching, thanks so much. Do the stuff you do on YouTube. Be a person to do. Get things done today in your life to better your life and the lives of the people around you. Like that person right there. All right, next time. Bye-bye.
Hi, this is your dad and your mom calling to just chat and find out how your day went. So when you get an opportunity, give me a call. Thanks a lot. Bye.